now called to order. Time 3:04, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Roll call.
Mayor Baker,
Here.
Councilmember Watts,
Here.
Councilmember Smith,
Here.
Councilmember Webb,
Here.
Councilmember Platt,
Here.
Councilmember Shari.
Here.
Very good. Our next agenda item here is the approval of the minutes from the previous work session council meeting. I want to give the council plenty of time to look over these minutes. There are 4 sets, so take your time. If you notice any errors or any problems, this is the time to point them out so that we can make adjustments to them. But please feel free to take your time on that.
Second.
Just be for all 4, just for all 4. There's a motion on the floor to adopt the minutes from the October 4th, October 18th, November 1st, and November 15th, 2016 work session council meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. All right, our first presentation will be from Troop 90, Boy Scouts, Ms. Tamara Brown. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I really appreciate y'all giving us a moment this afternoon. We are, Troop 90 and Pack 90, we are in need of a charter representative. For the past few years, Holy Name Catholic Church has been our charter rep. They have a new priest this year who isn't willing to, well, he doesn't want to sign the charter because we're not a full Catholic organization. So he will still allow us to use his facilities, but we are in need of a charter rep. So all of our boys come out of your feeder schools, J.D. Turner Elementary, Allentown Elementary, and Semmes Elementary. This pack is a pack that has been here since, I know, at least 2005. I personally have been the Cub Master of Pack 90 since 2011, and we developed a troop in 2010. But in order for us to keep going, our charter has to be turned in December 31st. And in order for us to continue the pack out here in Semmes, we need a representative. The only thing that would entail would be signature of paperwork, approving our adult leaders. There would be no money involved. We handle all of that, but there would have to be an application and some paperwork signed throughout the year.
When does the current agreement expire?
It expires December 31st.
Okay, excuse me, Randy, who's over there?
We have Letitia, DJ, and
Oh,
Christian.
somebody's watching the door.
Mhm.
Oh, current agreement. I'm sorry, 31 December?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you would need a sponsor, obviously, before that date?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we would have to have like a single representative, maybe from the council or whatever, that would be the person on our paperwork.
Okay. All right. Council, any questions? Sir?
It's the same troop that I sponsored
Yes, sir, it is.
several years, and
At Semmes First Baptist, yes, sir.
you can put my name on there.
All right.
They're
Any other
great,
discussion?
great program. I'm an old ex-Boy Scout. I don't know if you can get X or not.
Whatever. Once Boy Scout, always Boy Scout.
Older Boy Scout.
Still remember, only,
There are now some issues with scouting, though.
I'm about to draw my name on.
There
Leave me on
definitely
there.
some, but there are some issues with
Oh,
scouting.
yes, none that God can't handle.
My dad was Boy Scout master for many years. I was assistant, but scouting has changed. And,
Yeah.
anyway,
Maybe you can
just
help.
note.
Any other questions? No, we're not gonna vote yet, we're just discussing. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item up is a PRF on street lighting from Jason Franklin.
Sorry about that, Bob.
Okay.
Good afternoon, council and mayor.
Hey.
This was a project that we've kind of been working on for over a year. One of the things that well, we can go on to the next slide. The purpose of the presentation is to provide information to you guys about making a decision on how you guys want to move forward on street lighting for the city. A lot of cities offer this service to their city, and just something that we need to look into doing. And so I put together a presentation. Mr. Platt was interested in this, and nothing we need to discuss, nothing we need to vote on today. It's just to get the information out. So I want to make it give you information so you can make an informed decision on putting streetlights up in the city. Next, validation. The reason behind streetlights. I believe city projects should evolve from a city comp plan. We do have a comprehensive plan that was voted on a couple of years back. There's goals that are stated in this comp plan, and one of the goals that we identified through the town hall meetings was that a lot of people were interested in providing street lights in appropriate locations to enhance safety. Next. Street lighting would provide several benefits for the citizens of Semmes. Here's three of the things that we came up with. Was a traffic benefit, vital element in creating a safe and navigable city for drivers and pedestrians. Crime reduction, although not proven, some believe that lighting can reduce crime. And aesthetics, decorative poles and lamps in historic areas and parks. Next. Tyler and I, our GIS coordinator, we've kind of identified some areas that really need it worse than others. First off, the major intersections would be Moffett and Schillinger's, Wolf and Ward's, and it seemed like there was one Fire Tower and Moffett. So high traffic intersections would be the goal number one. Number two would be the high traffic roads, just not necessarily in an intersection, but just to light up the roadways. Dangerous curves, we have several curves on Fire Tower Road that are at night just unreal. So it's very dark and on Ward Lane. And also low lit pedestrian areas where we have parks or sidewalks where people get out early in the morning and walk or recreation activities. Next. So here's the main intersections we're looking at, and these are already lit, so really the county has lights that they've been paying for the major subdivision, major intersections, Moffett and Fire Tower, Moffett and Schillinger's and Ward's. These intersections the county's been paying for, but it's time for us to take over them. There's 4 lights at each intersection that shine down on each major road of the intersection. The annual price on that is for the lease of the equipment and for the power bills, $32.56 annually. Tyler and I identified 19 other areas that needed to be lit up in our opinion, and like I said before, curves, smaller intersections, and pedestrian areas. That price for 19 lights would be $10.80 annually. And so the total amount for this first phase, what I'm calling of street lighting, would be $43.37.64 annually. So that would light up 19 areas plus the 4 major intersections. So pricing includes the fixture rental and the power and the installation. Okay, next. Funding, we don't have anything set up for funding. We do have a budget that that we use for right-of-way type work, and we could use this if y'all want to do that. We have a lot of money set up for resurfacing and right-of-way work that we could include. This would be considered right-of-way, I would assume. Or we could do it a budget. We could do a resolution, not to exceed resolution, or we could change the line items in the public works budget and amend it to allow for a street lighting account that we could set up and have a monthly account paying Alabama Power and take care of it through that way. Anyway, thought should be put into funding for future phases. So if we start off with the 19 locations plus the 4 intersections, and it turns out we really like it, we see other places we want to add, we could figure out the pricing at each location and just get it next year. All right, any questions?
The amount again?
We're around $4,000 is what, 4337. For the 19 locations plus the 4 major intersections.
And that's for the hardware, that's not for the power bill.
That's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah.
So the,
Power bill and.
so
the,
for 43, 37, 64, we would get theoretically 19 areas and 4 intersections lit that we don't have today.
Right. Well, the 4 intersections are all lit. Right now, I think construction at Schillinger and Moffett, I don't think the lights are actually working right now, but
Right.
they will be lit. But we got to take on this expense. This is ours anyway, so this is just an add-on for 19 locations for an extra $1,000.
Okay.
But I got a letter from Alabama Power saying the county's no longer wants to pay for lighting in our city limits, so, which makes sense. So, we've got to take on the 30.
Okay.
And I've got a list of all the intersections and curves that the 19 locations, but I didn't want to go over every single location in this meeting. We can do that later.
I think you can just give us all copies
Yeah.
and we'll read it.
Yeah. Like I said, we don't have to vote on it today. We just want to bring it up for discussion. Something we want to look at over the next few months, that's fine.
If you could, and of course the council can comment any way they want, but if you could give everybody a copy.
Sure.
And I would ask the council to review it and look at it. All right. Questions?
Well, I look at this very positively. I think this would be great. I would like us to look at just a couple of items that can come up. One of those is light pollution, and that involves the type of lights, the way they're aimed and everything.
Sure.
Yeah, but this is really great. I would certainly support this.
And the lights that we priced are the ones that other cities use for regular street lighting. We got with Alabama Power, and the gentleman that handles city accounts, and he recommended a certain bulb and a certain light mast, and that's the ones that Sarah and Satsuma use. Some cities light up every other power pole, and if you go down Moffett Road, no light, there's no light. So I mean, to do a bare minimal would be just a good start.
Is one of the areas the point where Howells Ferry touches Fire Tower?
What?
Is that one?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. That's a bad spot.
We had several areas on, I think Fire Tower, there's 3 bad curves on Fire Tower, and I think we definitely got those 3 locations.
Covered the big curves on Fire Tower, intersection of House Ferry, Fire Tower, the large curve at Ward's Lane, another one on Park Avenue, and then some others on Wolf.
Yeah. There's one on the curve, that bad curve right past the fire station on Wolf Road.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Yeah, we put one right there, but that's one of the locations we looked at.
With the sidewalks starting to be developed and being potentially pouring out past people right on the street there, we really need those
Yeah,
intersections.
and we did a few months ago, we put some lights, we had negotiated with them to put 2 lights at Park and Wolf, and I think Michigan and Wolf, so that will light up that section. Illinois Street all the way down where our new sidewalks, there's no lighting on that, so you'll see some lights that are up right now, and those are ones that citizens are paying for on their own. Any citizen can go in, call Alabama Power, and get them to put a light up for them, and they just pay the monthly bill. And a lot of people do that.
Can we get the city to pay for those that are already up?
That's up to you guys. The only difference is some of those, they'll get facing the actual house, and so that the city. can
Mine
pay
is,
that.
it's facing my house.
We'd have to turn it around and face it towards.
Can't light up your driveway.
No, couldn't do anything for personal reasons.
Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to say that I talked with Mr. Webb and Mr. Franklin about this. It was initiated after a couple of public safety issues that I became aware of, and I was really pleased to find that Mr. Franklin already had this in the planning, and I was quite disappointed to see that it's been laying on his desk for about 2 years. And I think that it would be best in the interest of public safety that we do this as quickly as possible, and then give Mr. Franklin the honor and responsibility of lighting the city up.
Yeah.
If it doesn't cut crime, it sure makes for better pictures.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen, it seems to be an an excellent idea at a moderate cost.
It's not bad. I think, Tyler, was it $50 per light per year?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, if we could just look at that.
Sure.
If you could give everybody a copy, that'd be great. Okay. Any other discussion?
I was looking at the Jason, that it costs me more than $50 a year.
Yeah, the city gets a
But
really
behind
good
the
deal.
faces of the street, I've got two, I've got one in the back, my back deck, and one that I bought to install myself.
Yeah.
But I think the power company charges me like $20 for a citizen. So the city's getting
I think we're getting
city's getting.
$7 a month?
Yeah, $7 or $8.
That's
Wow.
very reasonable.
Wow.
For what
That's
it
great.
does, it's good work.
Okay, any other questions on that? Thank you very much, sir, I appreciate it, good briefing. Next item is PRF for the Semmes Christmas Parade. Ms. Denise Daly.
Thank you,
project
Jeff.
coordinator.
We skipped the status update on the sidewalks. Did you wanna do that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just real quick, I know that,
Yep.
you guys had a finance meeting the other day, and some people had questions about the sidewalk project, so just a quick overview. We have two different sidewalk grants that we got from the state, well, really from the federal government, administered through the state. They're both transportation alternate programs. They're 80-20 grants, in which the federal government and the state pay 80%, the city pays 20% for the sidewalks. So we have two different projects. The one in red is the project from 2014. Can't get a real good view. Can you roll it down a little bit? Oh, yeah. Okay, so the first one starts at Baytown Senior Apartments, and basically what these projects do, it's not just for recreational sidewalks. There's a reason behind it, is to encourage people to get off the road and use sidewalks for transportation. I know a lot of cities aren't really designed for this, but that's the intent, is to get things going like this. So all the yellow thumbnails that we put in here show that these sidewalks actually take people from the living areas to banks, to restaurants, to grocery shopping, to pharmacies if you come down, the library, the post office. So basically, it's a destination type thing. So they're not just random sidewalks. These sidewalks are taking people to different places. So the first one starts here at Baytown and goes south down McCrary, across over Moffett, goes down to the Honor Park, right past the Honor Park really, to Park Avenue. And then you go back up. It also goes in front of the library here on the north side. On the south side, comes all the way down to Illinois Street. And then the sidewalks in blue are the 2015 TAP grant that we got. And those pick up here at Moffett and come all the way down to Fire Tower and just dead end right there. So eventually, maybe we can get something to take us further from there. Also, it comes down Illinois Street and ties into Camellia Park, which is right next to the Public Works facility, and then comes back around Park Avenue and ties into the 2014 project here at Park Avenue and Wolf. So you'll see that you're tied into parks, you're tied into churches, retail, pharmacy, post office, libraries, so there's a reason for the sidewalks. We've had a lot of people ask, why are we putting sidewalks on Moffett Road? Well, that's what it's for, to encourage people to use their legs instead of their cars. So, anyway. The project started last month, about 4 to 6 weeks ago, and both of them are set to be finished by the end of December. So.
And I was gonna ask, the Call News, if you could possibly put that in your next article. We've had so many questions about the sidewalk. I don't know if you could put in a diagram
If I could send you
or
that.
not.
Okay, that would be great.
We'd sure appreciate it, because many people read your paper and we get so many questions, and if they could see this, and they could see from the legend, red is current or under construction, and blue is future, and some of the rationale behind it, I think it might help answer some of these questions that people want to know.
It is, and also I wrote a little blurb up and gave it to Brandy. I think she posted it on the website, talking about the sidewalk projects as well as the intersection project that's coming up as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll get a little information out. Also, I meant to mention that these TAP projects, what they call TAPs, they go out to cities. The NPO talks about these all the time. They go out every year, and cities just scrounge, I mean, they try to get, everybody wants these TAP grants because it's such a cheap way to get, I hate to say cheap, but such a good way to get sidewalks for, you know, pennies on the dollar. So, we can continue to go after these and eventually tie in more locations. That's the goal. So it just depends on how you guys want to handle that.
It's a great start.
Mr. Franklin, do you have the figure for the running feet? How many running feet of sidewalk we're going to have on this project?
I don't remember exactly what it is on both projects put together. It's probably close to a mile.
Okay, thank you.
I don't remember exactly. I could get it to you.
Mr.
And they're all
Franklin,
handicap accessible. That's one of the big things these days.
any special consideration for where it crosses Moffett?
Yeah, they're working that in with the, I know it's a very touchy thing there because people were asking why we're putting a crosswalk across Moffett Road. But here's the deal. There's probably been 5 people that ran over and killed on Moffett Road trying to cross the road. So if they're gonna cross it anyway, you might as well provide a safe place for them to cross. And what they're gonna do is have a pedestrian, red light right there, you know, to push the button on the pole. It's supposed to stall traffic long enough to get, for somebody in a wheelchair to get all the way across. There will be a refuge halfway, in the median to where if they don't think they can cross, they can stop in the middle and there's in the median and it'll be a safe place for them to stop. So that there will be a light on both sides so they can't stop traffic.
Excuse me, will there be a push button in the middle too?
I'm not sure about
I
that.
think it needs to be, because if they do get stuck,
Right.
they could be stuck there for a while.
Yeah, into the next series, yeah, that's true. I'll check into that. And this one is set to where you could tie in later, you could go down this side and feed the Pomona subdivision farm. And then go back this way. So there's things that we can do. And hopefully we can go south and tie into the Boys and Girls Club and going around that way and go up nursery and eventually get to the schools. This is the same program that the school board used around the MGM and Semmes Middle School and all those. The sidewalks, that's the same program that we're using. So all those tie in the schools, tie in neighborhoods into schools. So that's the intent is to have a use for the sidewalks, not just to have a random sidewalk in somebody's neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a very big deal, you know, this walkability. Your cities are rated now by walkability, and I'm glad to see that you guys are ahead of the game on this. We just need to somehow let people know that this is what it's for.
Right.
We need some publicity on it.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Thank you, and he'll give Walker whatever he needs.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got my email address, right?
Okay, let's see, we did the sidewalk, we did the street lighting, and we did troops, so I think we're back on Semmes Christmas Parade. Miss Denise Daly.
It's that time again. Our Christmas parade is this coming Saturday at 10 o'clock. We've gotten lots of applications from residents for floats and antique cars, so I think it's gonna be a good parade this year. This is our project request for funding, just for the elements that the city takes care of. On page 2, you can see the breakdown. We have a magnetic sign for either side of the car that our grand marshal is riding in. The all-important porta potties. Photography for the parade. We have some throws, but I have been asked by a council member to have good candy to throw. So we need to buy some good candy for Mr. Smith so he can throw it, because he doesn't want to throw a bead. So there you go. We do have beads, and so we've just listed a minimal amount to spend on candy. We always provide prizes for the first, second, and third place float. First prize of $300, second prize of $200, third prize of $100. So that's listed as an expense. I looked at the float earlier today, and it's cute, but it needs a little help. So we need to finish sparkling it up for the parade. This gives us a grand total of $1,672.50. We are budgeted $5,000, so we are well under budget. Next year we'll be building a whole new, well, not the float itself, but decorations for the float. So we can anticipate spending a little more money on this next year, but for this year, we're just refurbishing our old float, and this is the figures we came up with.
Questions? Any questions?
We're gonna have council members riding the float. I have firm commitments from 2. I have one that tells me it's too cold. So,
Amen.
Okay,
Maybe not.
all
maybe
right.
not, okay.
And
All right.
maybe from me.
I have a maybe from you also, excellent.
That's 3.
Okay.
Any other comments?
As long as I provide good candy, I understand that Mr. Smith is
He's
down.
in.
I just want a good seat.
A good seat, we
Make
can
sure
check.
he gets good candy, he gets grouchy when he's
I'm
out.
gonna be interviewing him later on to see exactly what type of candy he needs to throw. But then we're gonna have to count it to make sure it actually all gets thrown, so.
All right. Any other questions? All right, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thanks.
Denise has done a great job. We thank you.
I'm having fun. I would
Amen.
love to plan a party.
You are a great help
Thanks.
Thank you.
Very good,
on behalf of Community Resource.
very good. All right,
Where that came from is all the phone calls we received, regarding our support of the high school, the graduates and homecoming and so on and so forth. The cost of, this is gonna be for 16 banners, so once this intersection work is done up here at Moffett and Schillinger, we'll be able to, place banners up there again. But it'll be 16 banners total, and that's a cost of $2,416.
do we still have that agreement with the power company, don't we, to fill up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we do have some money, in our budget of, I wanna say it was 5,000 for banners. So there was some money allocated for this already. And, I just basically wanted to ask if y'all were in support so I could spend it.
Very good. Discussion?
Oh, yeah, the MGM Booster Club may be doing a lift-a-thon to raise money to purchase the banners as well, so we may get some, support from the school on the cost.
Very good.
So these would be up for about a month or so when they're put up, or what's the idea?
Let's see.
It's around homecoming, I think, that they were asking about.
Yeah, it'll be homecoming and, maybe when, they graduate in May, we'll display them for a while. So,
Should be
any
periodic.
big events.
Periodic, yeah.
And what generally do you find the life of these would be? How long do they last before they get faded out or something?
Our banners have lasted a while. I haven't had to replace any that have faded, only those that have flown away, and we've taken care of that problem. We haven't had that problem lately, so.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. That's it, no. All right, next item, of course, would be moving into the financial report, review of checks for signature. They've been making their way around the council. Has anyone not had a chance to review the checks yet?
I don't think we've seen the ones on the counter over there, but
Okay.
we'll get to those.
Basically, we're review and discussion at this point, so if the council will please take a moment to look at any and all checks, and if you have any questions, this will be the time.
appears that you came in at 33,000 approximately for the fire equipment for the engine, which was quite a bit less than originally expected. Is this the complete amount or interim amount?
Which resolution are you talking about?
Which piece of equipment?
Well, this is on the 102, and it says we paid just under 33,000. We were looking at 65,900. I just wanted to know if that was the final bill or more was coming on that.
We haven't gotten all the equipment yet on that one.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, some still coming in.
You need a motion to deal with the review of the check?
Motion to accept the financial, the check. Very good. Fran,
Yes,
you
sir.
do a roll call though?
Oh, yeah. I thought we were gonna do that in the regular session.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
I'm
We're
sorry.
finished with the discussion.
Mayor, I do have one question. I know that we pay an awful lot of money for, benefits for employees, but, isn't it under review already to see if we can do better?
Yes. Yes, you're talking about benefits package for
Yeah.
employees, yes. Yes, yes, it is under review. Good question. All right, any other discussion on the check details on it? Very good. Moving along, review and discussion of proposed ordinances, annexations. As you know, a critical factor for the annexations is that properties must be contiguous to be eligible for inclusion in the city of Semmes. And as you see here, these are, after research from Public Works, after research from our maps department, after consultation with our attorney and the city clerk, I believe we meet those criteria. So take a minute to look at that. If there's any discussion, now will be the time.
How many petitions, is involved in this? 50?
There was originally, Tyler Hayowski, I'm the GIS coordinator, so mapping. There was originally 72 annexations that were pending petition, but there's an area right here that's right at Joella. This is Lot. This is North Schillinger where it turns into New Bern. This is Joella Road that goes through here. This parcel of property and two right in here are are good to go for annexation. We had a little bit of an issue with two parcels right here, on their annexation, petition. One was missing a witness signature, and another was missing one of the property owners' signatures. So if there's two people that own that property, you have to have both, not just one. So that was the issues holding those back, and holding those back, it causes this parcel, 2 right here, and then 5 right here, not to be contiguous, at least for this round of annexations. But as far as everything else, the other 64 should be good to go.
Okay. So the 64 we're reviewing tonight are good.
I have 62.
62.
Six.
That's what's on the ordinance.
62.
Yes, sir. They're all listed on the ordinance.
My apologies.
Okay. Questions?
It'd be good to have these people in. Do we have any count on the population added, or?
I do not at this point.
Okay.
But Brandon and I can get together on that, look at the census data from the petitions themselves, come up with a rough estimate.
And they're all residential.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on. Review and discussion of proposed resolution, you'll see under 7A, authorizing the expenditure of funds to purchase and install street lights in the city of Semmes. We discussed this a few minutes earlier, but discussion is open for council comment. Anyone?
No comment.
Anyone? Okay, we already talked about this. All right, very good. Mr. Shire, anything? Okay. Very good, no discussion on that. Moving on to 7B, authorizing expenditure of funds to purchase items for the 2016 Christmas parade. Is there any discussion on that? Additional discussion? Item C, authorizing the expenditure of funds to purchase Home of the Vikings pole banner. Any discussion on this? Next item, committee reports, financial planning, Mr. Howard Smith.
The Finance Committee had its organization meeting this past Monday. We've pulled together a very good group of people, and maybe still looking for 1 or 2 additional ones, but everybody was pretty serious about and pretty excited also about being involved in the process. So hopefully very shortly, our next meeting, by the way, will be the 19th. It's in the daytime, 4 o'clock, third Monday.
Okay. And that will be advertised and announced.
Right.
Very good. Roadways and right-of-ways, Mr. Lawrence Webb.
I have no problem getting up and down
Good.
them. No, we have a good crew over there, and they get the job done. And Jason is very, very happy with what he does, and
Good.
this, I've never seen this before, but I saw some guys over on Ward's Lane the other day digging the dirt out of a concrete spillway.
Great.
That probably has never been done since the pouring of the concrete. Thank you, Jason. We appreciate the work you've done and are getting done, and we have not organized the
Committee.
Public Works Committee yet, but we're working on that. It's
That's fine.
quite a bit of work involved in that, and we really looking for somebody that's willing to put their shoulder to the plow, the country boy would say, and get the job done, because it's very, very important.
Right.
This is Public Works, and we have a tremendous crew over there, Steve.
Yeah.
They
Very
stop once in a while for a lunch break or something like that.
Very good.
Yeah, I do too. So
All right.
keep up the good work,
Thanks, sir. And now, public safety, Mr. Terry Platt.
The Public Safety Committee had its first organizational meeting, and it is looking very, very good. We have at least 5 of the area citizens going to be holding voting positions. We have a tremendous support group that will be assisting everybody, and I think that you'll have an organizational chart on your desk within a week. So our charter will be ready.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sid. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Shirey.
We had a sort of an organization meeting, there's still 2 more people that have to come and get together and we're working this month on our charter. Should have that by the first meeting in January.
Very good. And community groups and resources, Mr. Watts.
This group is, kind of been just renamed from last year. And the charter is, Denise is the new person on the agenda for the city of Semmes and as event coordinator and director, and she's a great asset. And these things, I was talking earlier to some and said, well, these are just things that are constantly, yearly, that's already kind of set in motion. But of course, the Christmas parade is one that's just happening, which you already heard from Denise. And our committee is consisted of 4 people. At this point, we're engaged in conversation with Denise, and since she is, the person that the city did not have last year, that our committee will probably be like 4 people. But she is, a new staff position here at the city of Semmes, so I felt that this way, if I get 2 cross-section of personality people, that we would have a lot of conflict. So I have chosen, and of course I've gotten this okay through the upper echelon, that this would be something that, and these are not new agendas for 2017, but we will meet, and ours is January 19th at the chamber at 3 o'clock, and you're welcome to come and be a part. But I've served on a lot of committees, and I know the more people I get, I've even had a lot of people from the outside calling asking me to be on the committee. And so, but I do appreciate that, but some people come in and said, well, you get to spend money. And I said, yeah, I don't want to come in here the first to go around and be lucrative. I just want to kind of keep things as they're going, not like Terry, because Terry's had to come in and really create something new. But what I'm assuming with the city is to make it better, the events that we're going to have this next year. But that's kind of where I'm at, and my reasoning behind what I'm doing with community groups and resources, and ask for your continued, I don't know if it's okay to say prayer.
It'll work.
Ask for that, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor,
Yeah.
I'd like to ask one question. We would like to have our meeting, excuse me, I'm forced.
I understand.
We'd like to have our meeting on the second Thursday at 7 o'clock in the evening, if nobody else has that time reserved,
Okay.
okay?
And the Community Resource Committee is going to be at the Chamber of Commerce, where the director, Tina, is over there, and the reasoning for that meeting at 3 is that some of these have got nighttime family issues, so that's been discussed with our group so far, so.
Very good. Any other council, legal counsel, or staff comments? Any other business might come before the work session or the meeting? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 3:55. We will begin the regular session in about 5 minutes or so. If you want to stretch your legs. Right. Okay. Very good. Regular session is now called to order. I have 4:12 p.m. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Baker,
Here.
Councilmember Watts, Councilmember Smith,
Here.
Councilmember Webb,
Here.
Councilmember Platt,
Here.
Councilmember Shirey,
Here.
Very good. Mr. Byrd, would you do us the honor with the invocation?
I will.
Okay.
Let's pray. Our Lord and Heavenly Father, we thank you for a good day you've given to us. We thank you for the rain that you sent our way. We thank you, Lord, for the dry period that's helped us with the mosquitoes. We thank you, Lord, for every blessing that's ours in you. We thank you, Lord, for wisdom for all of us during these meetings. We thank you for your love and your provision for us.
Amen.
We thank you for your spirit to lead us and guide us. Lord, be with us and keep us safe as we go to and from these meetings, and we thank you for your love and your presence with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay. And tonight we have a special guest with us, and I'd like to ask him to come up. He is Juan Carlos Mata. He is a Life Scout working on his Eagle Merit Badge, and part of his requirement is to attend a city council meeting and discuss it with his troop leader. So we're going to ask you to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'd like to ask this young man to come up, and if the council would, I'd like to take a moment and get a picture of this, because we don't get many Eagle Scouts to be, and I'd like to get you up here for this.
Can the three of us stand down front?
Sure. Dad's taking a picture back there. Okay? Wait till we all get together here. Thank you for that. All right. All right, thank you. All right, our next item on the agenda for the regular session is the consideration of minutes for the regular council session. As you can see, there are quite a few. I'll give everybody a minute to review those. We will vote on these for approval one at a time. Take your time, please. No rush.
Mr. President, move we approve.
Second.
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 All right, we will do this one at a time. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes from the regular session of October 4th, 2016. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are approved. Is there a motion to approve the October 18, 2016 regular
So
session?
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
October 20, 2016 special session. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. November 1st, 2016, regular session. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
November 3rd, 2016, emergency session. Is there a motion to approve? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
November 7th, 2016, special session. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
November 8th, 2016, special session. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
November 15th, 2016, is there a motion to approve the regular session minutes?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. November 17th, 2016, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Very good. Minutes approved. Are there any presentations or guest speakers? Very good. Next item, of course, is very important, the financial report, the approval of checks for signatures. I believe at this point, the council has had a chance to see and review all checks prior to their being signed by the mayor. And are there any questions prior to our vote?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'm going to be recommending or moving that we approve the checks, but there is at least one bill that I would like for us to agree that we refer to our attorney to look at for possible follow-up work, after which if he approves, we go ahead and pay it, but there are some things that need to be looked at.
I would suggest, why don't we just pull those two, and let them review. Let's, there are a couple of checks in question by Mr. Smith, and let's not approve those checks. And then we'll discuss them. Okay? All right, and let's just pull those from the,
All right.
yeah, pull them from the stack. You know which two they are. We will annotate in the minutes which two have not been approved. And that's probably it.
Basically, it's a piece of bill.
That's fine.
That's the only bill.
Right here, Howard.
No problem, no problem, no problem.
Oh, here it is on top.
Okay.
It's got the items I'm concerned about.
Very good. Check 007731, is that correct? Okay. Let it be noted that on the financial report approval, before we do a roll call vote to approve, one check will be held out for exception for review. That is check 007731. Very good. That being said, is there a motion to approve the checks for signature with the exception of check 007731?
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts,
Okay. Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Webb,
Yes.
Councilmember Platt,
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey,
Yes.
Mayor Baker.
Yes. All right, good. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for pointing that out. Everyone, moving on. Ordinance to annex certain properties into the corporate limit of the city of Semmes. Give you a few more minutes to look at those. I think we've covered it earlier in the meeting. These 62 items, 62 annexations are contiguous. But I wanted to see if there was any further discussion on this. Our attorney has seen them. There doesn't appear to be any problem.
Any idea how long these might have been in the queue?
I was told a couple of years.
or more.
or more? A couple of years or more?
Yep.
I was told when I asked that question.
I have a question. Can we vote on these in mass, or do we have to do them all?
Yes, after consulting with our council, we can. It will be, as we vote on the ordinance to approve the ordinance, everything within the ordinance will be approved. Is that correct, sir? Very good. Any further discussion?
I think we'll be very happy to welcome all of these people into the city of Semmes.
Very good.
And two, some of these that we're voting on have signed, at least 3 petitions to be annexed in.
Yeah.
And we can't let that happen.
Right. And as we've discussed earlier, we're going to make annexations a big part of our lives, especially in the near future. And we want to try to make this a high priority, and I think we're doing that starting tonight. Any other discussion? All right.
Motion to adopt.
Yes, is there a motion for immediate consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Need a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Very good. Any other comment on that?
No comment here.
Yeah, motion to adopt.
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt? Second.
Second.
I make
Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Very good. Next item, authorizing the expenditure of funds to purchase items for the 2016 Christmas parade. Any further conversation or comment on that? We do need to consider slightly changing the wording of that. City clerk, you want to read it?
Sure.
You just skip one,
Which one?
item 9.
The street
Oh,
lighting.
streetlights, yes, you're right. I'm sorry, let's back up one. Authorizing the expenditure of funds to purchase and install streetlights in the city of Semmes. Any discussion on that?
The amount on the resolution is incorrect. That's my error.
The amounts changed,
Yeah, so it needs to be, if you consider it today, it would need to be at least 4,500.
okay. As amended, 4,500. Okay. Any further discussion? Anyone? Is there a motion for immediate consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second? Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Very good. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Very good. Moving on. Authorizing the expenditure of funds to purchase items for the 2016 Christmas parade. Any other discussion on that?
Did you want me to read the correction? or
Yes,
the
if you would. We did need to
addition?
change the wording slightly on this, if the city clerk would read it.
And the second, whereas, the city council believes that it would be in the city's best interest and to serve a public purpose to authorize this expenditure of funds. We're adding to serve a public purpose.
Very good. Any other discussion? Is there a motion for immediate consideration as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Next item, authorizing the expenditure of funds to purchase Home of the Vikings pole banners. This, before we get into this needed to be slightly adjusted in the wording. If the city clerk would read that.
Sure, it's the same thing. Second whereas, the city council believes that it would be in the city's best interest and to serve a public purpose to authorize this expenditure of funds.
Any comment or discussion? Okay. Is there a motion as amended for immediate consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Councilmember Watts?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Platt?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Baker?
Yes. Very good. I believe that's the last one. Comments and announcements, just a reminder to everyone about the Semmes Christmas Tour of Homes, which will be this Saturday night, which will be preceded a few hours earlier by the Christmas parade at 10 a.m. Yes, sir.
Did we have something to vote on for the Boy Scouts?
Well, what I thought, since it wasn't on the agenda, I was going to ask the council to consider that. We'll have it as an agenda item for the meeting, the second meeting in December, which gives us plenty of time to vote before their suspense date of 31 October. All right.
Okay.
December.
December, yeah. December, October. All right. Public comments?
None.
None. Other business that might come before the meeting? A reminder about the Mobile County Municipal Association calendar. You'll notice, council, that there's a copy of the calendar in your packets. You will notice that there is no meeting in December. There is a meeting in January. You see that? You don't see that? And also a question, did we pay our dues for next year, $100?
I'm sure we have. I'll check on it though.
Very good. All right. Any other business? Any other comments? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.